Okay, so now we're going to look on the DJM-2000 of this brand new section here, which is, it's a touchscreen, a 2-point touchscreen, but it's split into 4 different sections, and I'm just going to run over those with you. Sure, it might look a bit intimidating at first, but if you do break it down into the individual sections, it's quite easy to understand. So there's the MIDI mode, which I'll go over, the mix mode, which we've labelled as the frequency mix mode, the remix mode, which works on the principles behind side chaining, and also the sampler mode, which I'll go into as well. So to start off on the mix mode, you just literally hit mix button, and now what we have the ability to do is engage a 7-band crossfader. So traditionally a DJ would play a track over here, and his job obviously is trying to get to another track over here, and he would literally just fade the whole of the track out. But now with the frequency mix crossfader engaged, we have the ability to crossfade between 7 different frequencies. So if I engage it, now what I can do is decide what part of the track to crossfade. So we could put all them back in, or maybe take them all out and introduce maybe just the mid-range, and maybe the bass. Or you could do 2 points at the same time. Or you could even just completely crossfade an individual part of the track. So if somebody's using maybe a DVS like Tractor, where all your beats are sunk beforehand for you, you've really got quite a lot of control there to kind of decide what part of the track to mix. You don't have to worry about the beats coming in and out of time, and you can literally just ride this little 7-band crossfader. And it also works quite well as a cut, like a frequency isolator. And all you do is select here what parts of the mixer you want to go to and from. So I'm running on channel 2 at the minute, so you literally just select channel 2 and then you select channel 3 over here, and you literally have the ability to go from here to here. You could be going from here to here, but at the moment we're literally just going from channel 2 to channel 3. And that is the simple frequency mix part of the touchscreen. Now a new part of this is that of the MIDI section. Now MIDI is a very much a buzzword in DJ land at the minute, and what we've tried to do in it is house popular and fashionable MIDI control pads. So new DJs and producers today, it's kind of part of being an act now that you have to take your little nano pad, your little Novation launch pad, some type of small MIDI tangible surface to a gig with you, so you can have this added extra quality when you perform. So what we at Pioneer have tried to do is house some popular fashionable MIDI pads actually into the mixer, so there's no need to take this third-party device to your gig. And this can all be controlled from within the mixer, and because it's got an 8-channel sound card, if you're using a small MIDI pad to fire samples from Ableton, you can do this all from the mixer and just use one of the channels on the mixer for the sound card. So there's 4 different types of MIDI pad housed within the mixer. So if you hit MIDI, you'll now be given the option to access these types of MIDI control pads. So type A, which we're on now, could maybe use like a tractor controller, for example. So you've got a play, and maybe a stop, and maybe a track search, and maybe a nudge up and down. It's entirely up to the user how you decide to map this out in any MIDI capturing software. And then you've got 2 different pages. So you could literally have 4 channels in Tractor running, and maybe page 2 could be used to activate some effects. And no doubt, as a product gets into the market, people will be launching TSI files on your native forums and all that type of stuff. So have a hunt around there, and no doubt somebody will have done some pre-produced MIDI templates for you. But it is really simple to do your mapping yourself. So type B is maybe like an Ableton controller. So again, 2 different pages which houses 8 channels. And now we have 8 little channel faders with maybe a launch pad and a stop to launch clips in maybe Ableton. And you can easily come off these and start using the effects again, or even come off here and go back into the frequency mix mode and just hit MIDI again and you'll literally come back on here. So you can have 8 channels running Ableton, all kind of coming out of one master output on the mixer. So Type C now is maybe like an Innovation Launchpad with 24 individual buttons that can be mapped out again. Very responsive. So it could be like a little drum machine or some kind of synthesizer opening an oscillator or an envelope or anything you decide to do. And Type D is maybe like a nanopad, they're called nanopad, where you've got this kind of X and Y axis for maybe opening envelopes and turning attack points down, cutoffs, and you've got the 3 little launch buttons at the top. And again, 2 different pages on here, so 2 individual things can be mapped out at the same time. And that's Type A to D on the MIDI section of the mixer. And if you just hit off, you just come back into the original frequency mix mode.